All right. So welcome to my first video. The goal is this video is to start journaling my journey as a trader. Keep in mind that this video is completely unscripted. So there's no script behind. There's no specific topic or a subject that I want to talk about. I just really, it's more because it's an idea that I had in mind for quite a long time, to start making videos and, journaling my progress. But every time I found a way or an excuse to postpone it, and always be like, today is not the right day. Today is Monday. It's late at night. I don't want to do this work, or I don't know. We're gonna do it tomorrow, or then something comes up the next day, and then it's like Friday, and then you're like, Friday I have other plans, and you just keep postponing it, and next thing you know, 6 months later or 1 year later, you still haven't done one single video, and I think a project like this, obviously the most difficult thing is to just start it. So today, I just decided, you know what? Let's just make a video and see what happens next. So because of this, this is the first video. It's not going to be a perfect video. Like I said, I don't even know what I'll be talking about in the next 10-15 minutes. I'll try to keep the format to like 15 minutes a video, just to make it, short, but still, still like entertaining. So to go back to trading, I've actually been trading for quite a few years from now. Not from now. Now. I'm not yet at a point where I make $5,000 or $10,000 trades. Hopefully that will happen anytime soon. So I started trading by using expert advisors or robot automated automated trading. I spent a lot of time on this. I spent like a good 2-3 years playing around with strategies, trying so many different strategies online, and finding all these robots, testing them, back testing them, and playing with these things. Trying to back test 5, 10 to 15 years of data, and trying to find the holy grail and be like, I've backed, I'm trying this new robot. I back tested it for 15 years, and it's making consistent money and all that. And then the next thing you know, when you put it on live, when you do a forward testing, when you put it on a live account, it doesn't work, right? You go on like a 2 months of like full like negative equity curve, and you just kind of like, what's going on, right? And so I spent a lot of time on this. I do, however, have one automated EA, expert advisor, that has been making me steady money for The longest kind of like equity curve was like 2 years. So it made money for 2 years straight. And then there was a few market volatility that happened, and basically I used this to fix some errors and some glitch. But that really kind of like put me kind of like in a step. I took that time to kind of like step back, because that was 2 years of relying on the automated solution. And during that time, because it was and it probably is still like a steady winner, I didn't bother to focus on the manual trading, so manual strategies. And when the market got really volatile, there was a bug in the algorithm that I didn't see, or I didn't notice. So by the time I fixed it, I'd lost like 50%, if not like probably like even more of the account of like what I've built over the last 2 years. And that really put me in a setback. And that's when I kind of like put it aside. I fixed the issues. I fixed all the glitch and all that. Because it was real like a once in a, it's like one event in 2 years that made the algorithms go, opening orders that normally wouldn't have happened. So when you think, one event over 2 years, it's like one event over, if you look at it, like if you count in days, there's 20 trading days per month, and there's 12. So we're looking at 240 days of trading times 2 for 2 years. So that, that's almost 500 days. So one day out of 500. So you can see that the percentage is relatively low. But that one day took more than 50% of my account. That was growing, at a very steady rate for 2 years. So I really thought, well, I have an automated solution. I have more free time to do a bunch of other things, which I did, but I didn't put it in learning more the manual trading. So it's still, I still have it. I still backtest every now and then, just for the purpose of it, because I spent so much time on it, so much time perfecting it and all that. And I know I fixed the glitch. I know I fixed the bug. But anyways, so after that, I spent 2-3 years studying macroeconomy. So I bought a bunch of books. I bought a bunch of books to learn, the different, what affects the markets. And with this I slowly shifted to manual trading. And so I spent quite a few years on the market, mostly trading forex, so mostly like the currencies. So mostly currencies. Hold on, I got it. So mostly currencies, and kind of lost my thought. I got distracted by notification. So yeah, I spent time. I spent a few years doing automated. I spent a few years learning the fundamentals, and now I combine them both. I combine these, both of these aspects to learn more, to apply it more on a manual strategy. So I'm now looking into funded accounts, so mostly with FTMO. I have a 10K account, and recently I decided to purchase a 100K account with FTMO because there was this 20% sale that was going on, and for a 100 account, 20% sale, it's kind of like $150 discount. So it was why not, right? Even if I don't use it now, or I'll I don't need to use it now, I can use it in like a month or two. But anyways, so that account is now going on. First week was a bit rough, but this week we managed to recover from all the drawdowns. So we're now back at 100K. Actually, maybe I could show it. So anyways, the idea behind is to get that 100K. Once that's done, is go with add another 200K to it, because I know with FTMO, if I'm not mistaken, the maximum amount that you can get funded is 400K over a combined like 4 or 5 accounts. So if I have 10K, 100K, and 200K, I only have like one more account that I can get, and then once I do that, I'll probably go with other prop firms for now. Obviously, the goal of this is to build my own capital, right? Because there's one thing about prop firm or funded account is that you don't control the platform. So at any moment, they can change the rules. At any moment, they can decide to cancel your payout. So let's say you were expecting, I don't know, like a $10,000 payout for the month, and for whatever reason, they decide to cancel it. Well, I mean, you kind of just lost like a month or 2 months, or if you've seen it away, you basically got there's a 10K less. That's there's 10K that's not coming into your account, right? So the idea is to actually use the funded account to kickstart your own capital. So build your own capital. So this way, there's you're not there's no shady rules or unwritten rules that you're not aware of, and it's just basically you and your broker, right? So as long as you have a legit broker that's regulated, that's trusted, regulated, and it's not some like some fly-by-night broker like shop, right? Whereas it's a brand new broker, and you don't know if in a year from now it will still exist. Always go for a broker that's legit. Always go for a broker that's been there for a few years. always go for a broker that's regulated, and that's really the goal with these funded accounts. So you know what? Maybe for this week I will show. I can show where I'm standing on my 100 account with FTMO. I'm still on the phase 1 of the challenge. I bought it like a week ago. So we'll see how long it takes. It can take a month. It can take 1 week, it can take 2 weeks, it can take 1 month, it can take 2 months. I don't really know. If there's one thing that I'm trying to really improve when it comes to these when it comes to these funded account, is to really control the expectations, right? Because yes, you have you just buy a funded account for 100K or 200K, and you want to be able to get your payout as quickly as possible. So you have a tendency to what I call trigger happy. So you have a tendency to open trades that normally you shouldn't open the trade, right? And that's kind of bad, right? It's really not a good thing when you sorry, I'm just opening up my account here. So just going to, if I do this and I do this, all right, so that should be all right. We'll start from the bottom here. All right. Oops. All right. So this is the current. So this is the current account. Started on 100K on December 5th. I chose a swing account because I don't like the idea of having to close trades before 5 p.m. or closing trades for the weekend, because sometimes for the weekend I can understand there's always there is a possibility of bigger gaps over the weekend, but overnight, from Tuesday night to Wednesday, the gap is not going to be it's not going to be a deal breaker. And I don't personally like to close trades. Plus FTMO also restricts a certain period for the calendar events, which on the swing account doesn't apply. So you have more you're more free to trade however you want. The leverage is less. You get a leverage of 1 to 30 instead of 1 to 100. But personally, I only risk like 0.25% or 0.5% per trade. So I don't actually need the 1 to 100 leverage. 1 to 30 leverage on a swing account. When you're risking 0.25% or 0.5%, it doesn't have any effect, and you're able to hold trades overnight and over the weekend, and you're not restricted by the calendar. So for me, it's a win. It's really a plus. So started last week, and like on the first 2 days, I lost like 5% on it, right? I went from 100K to 95K. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, I'm gonna lose the 100K account within like 48 hours, like within a week. So I put a stop to it. I kind of like, I had to rethink my approach on this. And this week has been a pretty good week. So it's been 5 days. And let's look at the calendar here. So I bought it on December 5th on Friday. And of course, Friday is really not a good time to trade. But I decided to trade anyways, even though like the market is basically closed on Friday. And that's how I ended up losing 2.7%. On Friday, like by Friday noon, I had to close my trades because I was like, I was at minus 2.7%. And I was like, oh man, this is a bad start. And Monday is also a bad day because, the market kind of like reversed on you, right? I feel like the market has a tendency to reverse on you on Mondays. That's what I've noticed in the past. Don't know if you guys can relate to this, but Mondays have never been that, really been good days. Tuesdays, so we're already at like minus 4.7%, right? 2.7K and 2K, so we're at minus 4.7%, almost minus 5%. Tuesday, we slowly built it up, plus 1.5, plus 1.5, plus 500, plus 1K. So like I said, I'm only risking 0.25%. or 0.5% for a 2-to-1 reward to risk, or 1-to-2 risk reward. So that's why you have 1.5, 1.5, 500, and 1,000, because, I really try to stick to that 2-to-1. I think this week was mostly on silver. Silver, gold, US 500, and a few JPY pairs. That was basically the my trades for the week. Actually, I never really use this thing. I don't know if if I click this, what happens? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so for example, we have the odd JPY here. Bought the odd JPY, we made it all the way up. After that huge dip here, that was a huge dip. So that took almost 10 hours, almost 2 lots, 500. Yeah, so you can see here 568, 499, 511, 378, 486, 396. So I'm really trying to stick to 500. So I'm risking $250 to make 500. And the reason why I don't risk 1%, like a lot of people say will tell you to do on YouTube, is basically because I think 1% is too risky, to be honest. Because I'm really looking at long term, right? I'm really looking at long term, and to me, whether I have a 100K account now or in 2 months from now, it doesn't really matter. Consistency will always pay out, and risking 1% per trade means that you can only get like 10 trades before you hit the 10% drawdown on FTMO, and basically you lose the account. So to me, that's not a lot of trades, right? Especially that most strategies are at most 53% win rate. 10 trade is not a lot, so I reduced this to risking 250. This way I can get up to like 40 trades lost in a row to lose the account. So it's not too bad, except for the last Friday and Monday, where I lost 2.7K and 2K because I don't know, I didn't put any stop loss, and I was just like, it'll turn around. But yeah, anyways, so now that I'm using the proper $250 risk for $400 reward, as you can see, it's working a lot better for now. So we'll see what happens next. So that's pretty much it for the first video. We're already at 28 minutes, and I wanted to keep it to 15 minutes. So I'm already way past the 15 minutes. So that's pretty much it for today. I'll make a video hopefully tomorrow or over the weekend, and keep you updated on this account. All right, thanks.